September 24th, the announcement that would forever change the face of professional wrestling. Kurt Angle signed with TNA.
It's real. It's damn.
That's freaking unbelievable! I don't believe it!
Very rarely is a man given a chance in life to redefine the sport that has defined him.
Kurt Angle's in the impact zone! Listen to this crowd! Absolutely going nuts!
His impact was immediately felt, and his headbutt was heard around the world.
Oh my God! Kurt Angle just headbutted Samoa Joe!
Samoa Joe, filled with rage, knew that retribution must be paid in full. October 22nd, Bound for Glory. Career versus title. The stakes could not have been higher for the legend known as Sting and the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Jeff Jarrett.
Kurt Angle, special enforcer for this NWA World Heavyweight title match.
But before the match got underway, Samoa Joe bull rushed the ring with revenge on his mind and hate in his heart.
Oh my God, look at all the security trying to separate these two, and they're like two mad dogs trying to get at each other. What a chaotic situation here at Bound for Glory, and TNA security separating Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe.
On October 26th, the dream match of the decade was announced.
TNA has the announcement that we've all been waiting for. November 19th, it's finally going down. Kurt Angle, one-on-one against Samoa Joe.
The undefeated Samoan submission machine Samoa Joe versus the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle.
You know, everybody wants to know what I think of Kurt Angle. Kurt, you're one of the best in the world.
Why Samoa Joe? I handpicked Samoa Joe. He is the top of the food chain here. He's undefeated in TNA. And I want to prove that I am the best in the world.
Of course, you lay claim to being the best in the world. But you know that's not true yet. You know that's not true. Because you haven't beat the best in the world. You haven't beaten me yet, Kurt.
Going into this match, I have a lot to gain. And I do have a lot to lose. I have a reputation.
He thinks my blood's a trophy.
I made Samoa Joe bleed. He knows deep down in his heart, he may be undefeated. But unless he beats Kurt Angle, he can never be in the top ranks of professional wrestling.
Kurt, for everything that you've accomplished, for everything that you are, there is no doubt, unarguably, you are a fierce and competitive warrior. There's no doubt that you don't know the meaning of the word quit.
I enjoy inflicting pain.
Nobody can hurt you like I can hurt you. For everything you have, for everything you train for, you can't train for me. You can't train for violence. You can't train for pain.
I want Samoa Joe to remember this match the rest of his career, not the rest of his life.
I am Samoa Joe, Kurt. I am undefeated in TNA wrestling. Kurt, you will be broken.
This is what we've been waiting for. Are you ready? Strap on your seatbelts. It's time for Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe. For 17 months, nearly a year and a half, Samoa Joe has been dominant in TNA. He's never been pinned. He's never submitted. He has gone through an incredible list of competitors in TNA. But now it's time to see what happens when Samoa Joe goes one-on-one with Kurt Angle. Medalist, a man who said that TNA saved his life, and he came here and he picked on the biggest bully he could find. He went right at Samoa Joe. He heard about the undefeated Samoan submission machine. He made a statement with the headbutt from the very first time he looked Joe eye to eye, and then we've been on a collision course for this ever since. Quite simply, the most intense individual I've ever seen in professional wrestling. He always strives to be the best at whatever he does. An opportunity now to prove that he is the best. It's the best versus the best. It's time for Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe. This is about the bragging rights. Let's go to the ring. Jeremy Borash has the introductions. It's all you, JB.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is your Genesis main event of the evening. When the bell rings, the man in charge, Mr. Earl Hebner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from Universal Studios Orlando, it's your Genesis main event. Introducing, first of all, standing in the corner to my right. He weighed in this morning at 280 pounds and comes to us from the Isle of Samoa. For 18 months, he has been undefeated in TNA wrestling. He is the undefeated Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing his opponents. Standing in the corner to my left, he weighed in this morning at 232 pounds and is professional wrestling's only Olympic gold medalist from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is Kurt Angle.
Quite simply, the most anticipated match in the near 5-year history of TNA. And we're underway. Here we go. It's Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe.
Two guys that make a living out of making people tap out. Two guys that it's not about the pin, it's about it putting your will over the other opponent, making your opponent basically admit he can't go any farther. That's what these guys do, and they do it because they're the best at it. And I mean, this has been a dream match since you and I started and seen Samoa Joe come in here. We talked about this match, never thinking it would ever happen.
Never, never, because of political reasons, obviously. We had dreamed about it. We never thought we would see Samoa Joe against Kurt Angle. Single leg takedown by the Olympic gold medalist as Angle works on the leg of Joe, and you see how quickly Samoa Joe makes his way to the ropes to get the break. It was almost as if when Kurt Angle hit that single leg takedown of Samoa Joe, he was feeling the leg of Samoa Joe, maybe just testing him a little bit to see if he was right for an ankle lock.
Well, these guys do what they do so well, and I mean, Joe is a different animal than Kurt Angle's faced ever. I mean, Joe's one of those that you can't judge him on appearance, because when you see him in the ring, you realize how quick, how agile, how strong, how vicious, how brutal like this. He will just be relentless, and when he gets his sights set on it, and he knows he's close to finishing you off, he won't stop at nothing.
We talked about it on Impact. We analyzed this matchup. Yes, Kurt Angle, the superior, pure wrestler. But when it comes to the striking abilities, you've got to give the edge to Samoa Joe. But now Angle tries to fight back. Series of kicks, up.
Wow! Look at the strength right there of Kurt Angle. That was so close to 300 pounds. And that was a statement right there. Now look at Angle. He just comes over and takes him right over the top rope. Another statement by Kurt Angle.
He hit the release, belly-to-belly overhead. You're right, clothesline him out on the floor. But now Samoa Joe has got Angle. Look out!
Oh, he just grabbed him, slung him right into the guardrail, and you can see Angle grab his head. Oh, man, that's the fourth row. They're trying to have some kind of order. I don't know how you're going to do it with these two guys.
Right, good luck trying to maintain it when you're talking about two of the most intense individuals. I've already said it. Angle, the most intense I've ever seen. And how about Samoa Joe?
And think about Samoa Joe as you look at this replay. Look at how he just swung him with everything he's got. Samoa Joe, ever since that headbutt, we all remember it. Ever since that headbutt by Angle.
Gonna roll him over for a pin. No, Angle able to roll the shoulder.
He's been a man possessed himself, and then last week on Impact, able to come in and get a headbutt himself. And we remember that sight of Angle laying there with blood dripping down his forehead. It's just been, I got you, you got me, back and forth with these two ever since they ran into each other for the first time.
Off the series of uppercuts fired up to the corner. Angle goes right in. Joe moves out of the way, and there was contact made, but it was Angle's shoulder with the steel ring post. Man,
look how hard he went into that steel he went full steam. He was trying to take all the air out of Joe, and that's that quickness I was telling you about. Joe will deceive you with his speed, and here he goes! Right through the ropes, suicide dive, and he knocks him into the rail.
Yeah, actually suicide elbow as well. Elbow suicide at that time by Samoa Joe.
You can see referee Earl Hebner trying to show some authority out there. These guys are just too focused right now on what they're doing. And now, look at this, Joe breaks him over and just drives him around into the steps. And Angle just smashes him and goes over upside down.
Took him at full speed and then just drove him face first right into the steel ring steps.
Look at that look on Joe's face to the referee. I'm telling you right now, I don't know what the heck he's trying to do, but Joe just looks at him like he just wants to swat him like a fly.
Earl Hebner, whoa, intimidated there as Samoa Joe just raised his hand. Earl trying to lay down the law and order, but Samoa Joe not having any of it.
You could see Earl Hebner trying to tell him that he's gonna, now he's counting Kurt Angle, see if he can get back into the ring, trying to make this a match. And with, you know, to follow the rules right here, and with these two, it's a war. It's a war. It's about who's the best.
Opening minutes, the striking of Samoa Joe, the incredible quickness and agility of Samoa Joe on display here. And Don, you had just talked about it before he went for that dive through the ropes, and I think it surprised Kurt Angle that someone like Samoa Joe at 280 pounds can be that quick and can be that agile as Angle's trying to regroup out on the floor.
You can see Earl Hebner counting and being very generous with the count. Oh, look at this! Kurt Angle busted right where he was busted before. And look at the blood dripping as he's trying to get into the match, just dripping off of his head already. Unreal! He just smashed him on those steps. And Kurt Angle doesn't look right.
Boy,
oh, man, is he messed up.
I don't know if I'd call that dripping. It's almost like flowing like a faucet through the head of Kurt Angle. And the look on the face of Samoa Joe tells a whole story to me. You can just see how confident he's become. He headbutts him, and you see the remains of Angle's blood. Oh, on the head of Samoa Joe is now Samoa Joe using his hands and his fingers just to further open that cut.
I remember him saying, I want your blood. I want your blood. Well, he's got his blood, and now he's wearing it like a trophy as he's just rubbing it on his body.
And you notice that Kurt Angle was trying to get the blood out of his eyes. When it's flowing down like this at such a rate, it's obviously has to affect the vision of Angle, who unloads with right hands.
Oh, what a slam! Wow! He just snapped it off. Angle went right into it. I think it was the blood in his eyes. He's having trouble seeing it now. Joe,
here, no. The confident Samoa Joe, maybe too cocky, too arrogant that time with the pin as he laid back on that 3-count attempt, but no, Angle able to keep it moving and get that shoulder up as those cross-face shots by Samoa Joe. And repeated shots again right into the open wound.
Look at this, as Joe in the crowd sensing something right here. Kurt Angle came in, fired up, but Joe, from the moment he basically slammed him into the guardrail, Joe has taken control of this match, and then when he ran him all the way around the ring into the steel steps, Kurt Angle, but look at Angle fighting, nice uppercut right there, and this guy has no quit in him, Mike, we know that.
Trying to make a comeback, trying to mount that comeback off those series of uppercuts, the quick reversal, shot off into the ropes, Joe missed the clothesline.
Oh, man.
Didn't miss that one. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Dropped Angle right across his knee. Lateral press leads. No, another 2-count.
Man, he just went right in. If you see the blood pouring off the head of Kurt Angle, and Samoa Joe knows the longer this nose feature, Kurt Angle's going to get it. And Joe is just, he's so focused here on the game plan as you see the blood dripping down the face of Kurt Angle. And you know that Samoa Joe can sense it. He can feel it. A new era is here.
If you think about it, Angle mentioned earlier that headbutt that was heard around the world. It was to get someone like Samoa Joe, the top of the food chain, as Angle said here in TNA, get the world's attention. It's what he did, but boy, it has inspired Samoa Joe as Angle tries to come back. Those slaps from the top, and now front face lock from up down that top rope as Angle's perched in position to pop. Here comes the power that pure boss ring, but Angle reverses it and connects with a DDT.
Wow, he almost let Joe guide himself into that.
Pin,
that's the experience. Has he got it? No, man. Joe able to get the shoulder up just in time, Mike. He set him up, and then Joe worked himself right into it, and Angle just used that momentum and slammed him with that DDT right on his head.
Oh, just blood continues to flow from that open wound. make his way back up to his feet. Joe at the same time, and both Warriors beating mid-ring. Here's the exchange, the slugfest. Who's going to get the better of it?
Nice right there by Kurt Angle. You see the blood now filling the mat. This is just painting it, basically. This is canvases the mat with the blood, the paint. Now look at this, and again he does it.
German suplex. Yes, he's still got the grip. Gonna try and go for a second one. Joe trying to fight him off with elbows, but can't. And a second German suplex by Angle.
He's not letting go here. It looks like he's gonna try to hit him with the third. Joe gets to his feet. Can Angle do it? Angle, no! But he couldn't quite hold him up.
He tried, Don. He took Joe up.
Wait a minute.
Pin.
1, 2. Oh! Joe able to get the shoulder up.
Boy, it's obvious there that Angle, with this loss of blood, it's really affecting both his vision and his game plan. I don't think there's any question about that as Angle now circles in the ring, and you can feel him getting just fired up by the moment.
Oh, he is. He's psyching himself up now. He's got like a second whip. Look at this. Joe this time uses Angle's momentum and then goes up and takes the knee right to him. He can get so high for a big man. And now he sets him up where he wants, and he kicks him unbelievable on the side of the head.
It looked like Angle was going to try and use the Olympic slam, but boy, ever since that point, it has been all Samoa Joe, including that punctuated kick. Could it be Muscle Buster out of the corner?
He's got it right here, the Muscle Buster. Oh, he nails it. He's going to roll over right here. Can he get the pin?
Go for the pin.
1, 2. Oh, just in time. Kurt Angle got the shoulder off.
For a year and a half, we've seen Samoa Joe use the Muscle Buster. It's always a prelude to either a pin or the Kakina clutch, the rear naked choke. This time, Joe went for the pin, and amazingly, Angle avoids the 3 count. How about that?
Almost Joe just didn't put enough weight right there on Kurt Angle. I don't think he needed to. I think he felt like he could really make a statement. And you hear the crowd screaming their appreciation for these two guys, and look at Joe go right back at it.
And Angle, who got back up to that vertical base, is only able to take Samoa Joe and roll him over. Joe charges at him, missed with the clothesline. Angle caught him with the boot. Could it be the Olympic slam?
He hits him with the Olympic slam, and he's got the pin. 1, 2. Oh, Joe not only gets up, he pushes Angle's head away at the last second.
We were just a split second away from seeing the 17-month undefeated streak of Samoa Joe come to an end.
You hear the crowd yelling, make him tap, Mike. Crowd getting so involved, and now Kurt Angle takes the straps off.
That's the signal to everyone. As you see Angle fired up, gonna go for the ankle lock.
Oh, he's got it in right now. And look at Samoa Joe. I don't think he's just never been in this situation in a match before. Will Joe tear out something he's made everybody do? Then he's facing that ring, and now he's trying to get to the ropes, and Kurt Angle's got it set in perfectly. Oh, look at Joe fighting it all.
Perfect counter by Samoa Joe as he rolls through, but then Angle still holding on to the ankle lock. You're right, Don. For a year and a half, we've seen Samoa Joe make wrestler after wrestler tap out. This time, it's Angle with the ankle lock, and again, Joe rolls over to try and take the pressure off.
Wait a minute, look at this.
He's got him in the choke.
He's got the choke on him. He was able to kick him in the groin there and get it to roll around, and now look at this. Joe's got it. Will Angle tap? Can you believe how he turned it around, Mike?
Kakina clutch. The rear naked choke is applied. Is Angle going to be able to hang on? Is Angle going to be able to counter this submission move?
You can see right there, Angle's close. Oh, man, you can see Ryan looking. Is he going to put his hand down? Oh, Angle. Trying with everything.
Look at this. Angle's got the ankle
lock on Joe. Now he's got the ankle lock again. Listen to this crowd.
Incredible counter by Angle. Just when it looked like Samoa Joe was on the verge of victory with the rear naked choke. Angle turns it around. And look at this perfect ring positioning. He's got Joe out in the middle of the ring. Ankle lock cinched in.
There's no way Joe can make it. Look at Joe. Joe able again to use his weight and roll him over. These guys, the way they're able to counter is an unbelievable display. Oh, but Joe doesn't have enough of it in him here.
Here it comes.
Wow, he hits him with another slam.
Olympic slam after Joe went shoulder first into the steel. Angle circling over Samoa Joe, who's down. streak of the Samoan submission machine. Samoa Joe has come to an end here in Genesis, and my God, he did it. The Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle, is the first man to defeat Samoa Joe in TNA.
Listen to this crowd! The roof is coming off! Unbelievable that he was able after a year and a half, and they went back and forth, back and forth. And I'm looking at it, I just saw Samoa Joe. I swear I saw him ask for a microphone. As the crowd knows they saw something special. Angle! Angle!
You tapped out. They're chanting in unison at Samoa Joe, whose winning streak has come to an end, but he's called.
You goddamn right I tapped out. Because I know what I can recognize when somebody on one day is a better man.
He's admitting that Angle was the better man tonight.
We apologize for the language of Samoa Joe, but obviously it's an intense situation.
But damn it, Angle, if you're half the man I think you are, you'll give me a rematch.
Oh, listen, he's asking for it. You can hear the crowd.
The ball's in your court, Kurt Angle.
He's got the hand up. Will Kurt Angle do it? The crowd yelling one more time.
What's it gonna be, Kurt?
Does Kurt Angle need to do this? What does he have to prove? He's already beaten him here. And Kurt Angle, no, he won't do it. He won't do it.
He did not shake the hand of Samoa Joe. Angle walks away. But we've finally seen the year-and-a-half undefeated streak of Samoa Joe ended by Kurt Angle.
He refused to shake the hand, and you can see the look on Samoa Joe's face. You can see the look on Kurt Angle's face. It's like, I've already done it. I beat you. I don't need to give you a rematch.
What an incredible battle it was. Kurt Angle fighting through the problems with his vision, the blood flowing into his eyes, reapplying the ankle lock repeatedly, time after time, to the point where Samoa Joe, and you can see how much he's favoring Don, you can see how much he's favoring his leg and his ankle. He finally couldn't do it. The crowd applauding Samoa Joe as well.
It was an unbelievable matchup, and you could hear the crowd letting Joe know, but it's Mike the...
Then Angle,
Wait a
I
minute.
guess we gotta do this the hard way.
What? You could see him limping out of this here. We gotta do it the hard way. The crowd getting behind it, yelling, Joe, Joe, here in this situation. I think that's out of respect for what they saw, Mike.
I don't think there's any question about that, Don. This crowd on hand here at the Impact Zone for Genesis. They realize what they've witnessed, a very special moment here in TNA. The unbeaten streak of Samoa Joe comes to an end. Kurt Angle is the man who does it. And I think it's time to relive some of the very special moments in this matchup.
You can see right there, that was the beginning where the tide turned in Joe's favor, when he was able to swing Angle right into the guardrail, and you can see Angle grab the head, and oh, that slam right there, after the blood was already flowing when Angle got hit into the steel steps.
That was another turning point, no question. Angle applies the ankle lock here. Samoa Joe doing everything within his power to avoid submitting, to keep the winning streak intact. But the most intense individual in professional wrestling history, Kurt Angle, yes, he did it, and there you see it. The refusal of the handshake. Kurt Angle would not shake the hand of Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe asked for it right there, and he did. He held him right there to the cusp, and then just in your face, what do I have to prove?
Ladies and gentlemen, what a great matchup this was. Obviously, history-making. The unbeaten streak of Samoa Joe comes to an end, and Kurt Angle is the man who did it.
He did, Mike, and it was amazing how they just kept countering each other and countering each other. And both of them would hold off and not tap out, but at the end, Kurt Angle was able to get that grip, get into the middle of the match, and Samoa Joe, nothing he could do.
But Angle would not shake Samoa Joe's hand.
No.
Did you hear what Joe said? We're going to have to do this the hard way.
And again, what does Angle have to prove? He didn't need to at this point. He came in here, he defeated him. Yes, Samoa Joe wants a rematch. You know he would want a rematch. But I'm wondering now what Joe means by we're going to do this the hard way.
Pretty simple, Don. Let me put it this way. TNA, we are wrestling. We'll see you next month at Turning Point on pay-per-view.